What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Booze and Chill channel. Today, boy, I tell you what, we've got something special. If you've ever watched King of the Hill, you've seen Hank and the boys standing out in the alley, cracking open an Alamo beer and discussing the meaning of life or propane.
Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? The fictional beer is real now. Alamo Beer Company dropped Alamo King of the Hill, and today we're diving into it. Smell, taste, the whole backyard barbecue experience. Maybe not so much barbecuing, but you know what I mean. So grab a glass and kick back and let's get into it. This beer comes straight out of San Antonio, Texas from the Alamo Beer Company. They teamed up to bring fans something wild, a real vision of the beer Hank Hill has been drinking since the 90s. It's officially listed as an American lager, clocking in at 4.4 ABV. Pretty simple. Simple, clean, and meant for everyday drinking. On Untapped, it sits at around 3.5-ish rating, which tells you people are enjoying it for exactly what it is. Nothing flashy, nothing complicated, just a cold one that you can bring after work. The brewery describes it as a breadiness, cracker notes, pale straw color, and easy drinkability. Honestly, that sounds exactly like the beer that the four guys would drink while solving life's problems in an alley in Arlen, Texas. And as a fan of the show, I love that they stay true to the vibe. It's not trying to be an IPA explosion. It's trying to be the beer you reach for while grilling, chilling, and arguing about whose turn is it to mow the lawn. You know, the type of arguments that these guys would, argue about. It's about that time, so let's pour this sucker out. Pours out like in the cartoons. How would you know that, right? I wouldn't know that. First off, the color, pale straw, super clear, light carbonation, kind of like a textbook American lager. It might not look like that on camera, but trust me, it looks pretty golden. Now for the nose part, let's smell this thing. Cheers. I'm getting a light malt right up front, a little bread, roll kind of aroma, maybe some cracker and cereal like they mentioned that you're supposed to be picking up, like cereal grain. It's clean, gentle, and not trying to impress you with anything wild. This is the kind of beer where the aroma just says, hey man, relax, let's go sit outside. It's refreshing smelling before you even take the sip. Very crisp, very classic looking, very on brand for what Hank and the guys would drink standing around in jeans and work boots. Now for the moment of truth, let's get down to the tasting part. Cheers to you all. It is exactly what it says it is. Right away, you get that mild malt sweetness followed by that clean cracker-like grain flavor that they mentioned that you're supposed to get. It doesn't hang around or get heavy. This thing finishes crisp, almost like no bitterness at all. Super smooth. The body is light, the carbonation is refreshing, and the flavor is simple in the best way possible. This isn't one of those beers that makes you want to analyze its profile and stuff like that. This is like let me sit outside and pretend I know how to fix stuff kind of beer. It's the perfect background beer, the beer you drink while talking with your buddies about absolutely nothing, or debating whether charcoal or propane is superior.
My name is Hank Hill, and I sell propane and propane accessories.
If you love bold craft flavors, hazy stouts, sour bombs, you name it, this is not trying to compete with those. But if you want something that's consistent, cold, and dangerously easy to drink, this is your guy. This is a cooler-friendly beer, bro. Here's my final take on this. Superior drinkability, perfect for barbecues, yard work, absolute chill nights. Nostalgic factor is pretty much off the fucking charts. You know, King of the Hill fans would totally get it, would totally love this. Seems to pair with almost anything because of how light and just not plain, but just simple it is, and light, crisp, and clean. Things that might not hit for everybody, not complex. Craft beer chasers might find it too simple, but I mean, again, the nostalgic factor there, and a bit on the plain side if you're looking for bold aromas or flavors. But for me, it does exactly what it's designed to do. It's a beer you drink with friends, with family, or with your thoughts while staring into the Texas sunset. On the Booze and Chill scale, I'm giving the Alamo King of the Hill a solid, I'm gonna give it a 7. Right on the money for a lager that was built to honor the classic show. And that kind of says a lot coming from me because I'm not really too big on like plain beers, but there's something special about this particular one. And it could be just the King of the Hill fan coming out, but I mean, there's just something special. There's the simplest way to put it. Would I get this again? Well, first of all, I gotta give a shout out to my buddy Jose for getting his hands on this. But if it were up to me, I would buy it again. Would Hank Hill himself drink this? Absolutely. And he'd probably say, that's a damn good beer.
I tell you what.
That about wraps up today's review of the Alamo King of the Hill Lager. If you enjoyed today's breakdown, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more Booze and Chill reviews, live streams, and all kinds of drinks and all the stuff that we get into here. Thanks for hanging out with me, and until next time, keep sipping, keep chilling, and remember, if you keep watching, I'm gonna keep drinking. And don't forget, if someone hands you an Alamo beer, you say thank you. Cheers, guys. That's a damn good beer, I tell you what.